Okay, we're going to start out with 3 different colors of wood here. This is going to be the background. We're going to put a moon up here and then put a howling wolf into it. So we're actually going to do a double inlay. So to start out with, I'm going to use this one as the back, and we'll kind of lay that on there, and the pattern comes down to about there. So I can figure that this moon I want up about here. The moon is going to be glued to this, so let's get out our spray glue here, and let's spray the moon and stick it onto our pattern. And we know our pattern is going to come up to about there, so I would say about in there is going to set the moon in the right place. Now we'll go over and nail that on up here in the scrap. Alright, this is where I use my steel plate. There's the top, and so I want the moon down in here, so we'll come in about here. And I use my nails, and as you can hear, those nails bottomed out on that steel plate, and that pings the back of them over so that there's nothing to scratch the table. So this is where my moon is going to be. This is where my moon will be cut out of the plaque. Now I want to take my pattern and lay it back up here and kind of roughly mark here where the top of my plaque is. So this up here is scrap, so this is where I can play around and try to figure out my blade angle. Alright, we're going to tilt the table a little bit, and we need to tilt it with this side of the table down. And then this one should drop right down in, and it's a little bit loose because it goes all the way through, so we're too straight-sided on it. So we need to tilt the table just a little bit more and try it again. So we'll just and now let's see if that piece drops down in. Okay, and there's our bottom piece. And now we're setting down in here a little bit more like what we need to. So we just get it so that that piece will drop down in and be tight there. Okay, we'll cut out our pattern here. Get our wolf cut out. Get our circle cut out, and these don't have to be real perfect, and then get our back plaque, cut out, and all this is scrap. Okay, like we say, we know we're going to come up here. So we're going to be about this high on the wood. We need to get our disc cut. We'll pull out our drawer. This is where I do my patterns. Spray a little adhesive on there. Put that onto our wood. I guess I normally try to set that, if I can get it back off, get that up to one end so that I've got some scrap here. Okay, let me cut this off and get down to just the piece I want. Okay, now we're down to the piece I want, and that's going to go on this board, and we're up in here like this, so I want it somewhere up in here. Today we're going to use some double-faced carpet tape to put that on. So we'll just come in, and my knife is not very good. Cut that off. Then comes the fun part, trying to get the tape off. There we go. And like I say, we want to stick that, about right up in this area. Okay, now we know our wolf is going to go down in here with his head in there, so we know that somewhere in this area is scrap. So that's where we can drill our entry hole to go in to the wood. Okay, to start off with, we can drill our entry hole in here, and we're going to drill that at an angle. So there we have an entry hole. I've got the table tilted this side lower, the right side lower, about 3 degrees or somewhere. We can go in. Let's go in and get rid of some of this excess wood here, so that this is so I can get in around the camera. All right, we know that this out in here is scrap, so we're gonna try it in there. We're gonna make some test cuts and see whether that piece, I've got my angle set right because it sits flush now. So we're ready to cut then. If this goes through too far, if it comes on down, we need to tilt the table more. But we're set about right now for that tilt. So we can come in here. And remember that we want this top is going to be the widest, so we want to cut in a wedge like this. So we have to be down on the table. Okay, so there we're finished with our cut. We should be able to pull this out, pull our pattern off, separate the two pieces, pull our tape off. We should be able to get this piece off, get our tape off of here, and now this piece should fit right in there pretty flush. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can go ahead and glue that in if we want. Okay, now we can take a piece of walnut and put our wolf on it. And we can run it down towards the bottom here somewhere. And we know we've already got our table height set right. And so we know that that wolf is going to go somewhere down in this area. So we'll use our double-faced carpet tape again. And we'll use our double-faced carpet tape, and we'll cut that off. And we'll try to get the tape started off. There we go. Okay, and we know that wolf's going to be down in this area, so we can stick him in and stick him on there, and now the wolf is going to be in on that. So back to the saw we go. Back at the saw, we know we want it to tilt in, so we've got the table tilted, so we can start writing. Okay, so there we've got the wolf cut out. We'll take the pattern off. We'll take the backing off. We'll get the front piece off. Whoops, I didn't glue that in, so it's just sitting there. And now the wolf should fit right down in there, and now we've got a nice tight pattern all the way around. Glued in, it would work just fine. So now we take our final pattern and we put it on here, about in that area we'll call it. We can adjust our table back to being flat, and we can go in and cut out the outline. And there's our outline cut, and we pull our paper off and we've got an inlaid wolf with a moon.